probably look a bit like death warmed over, and that's because I am. So, welcome to Shatona's Nightmare Night. It started off beautiful. I was decorating the edifice. I was having a blast. I got my trees up. I got my light. It started off great, but then my phone died. And then while it was charging, I decided to do some, let's just go ahead and do that. Yeah, come here. Tried to do some writing, but then I remembered something else that I've been fighting forever, so I thought I should listen to a book and do that. So I was working on getting this video. My narrator is going to be putting our audiobooks on YouTube so that they can just be listened to free, and which I am all for. And so I need to make her images with the images, right, for the videos. And I created a water effect before. Do not know what I did to do that, because I can't make the water ripple again. I don't know what I did and why I can't seem to do it. The dog is walking and knocking my stand. He's really uncomfortable or something. I don't know. He's very unhappy that I've taken the chair, I think. I know, Neville, I know. So I had a plan for this video, and then I realized, decorating the edifice really should probably be the first Vlogmasy kind of one. So I decided not to do that. But again, dead phone, so I had to wait and do something else. So what we're doing today is I have a stack of books that I've gotten in that I want to get out of here, and I can't put them away until I show them. So we're going to go through that, but I also wanted to do a few Advent kind of devotional things that I have that I've enjoyed. So I wanted to share them, or not just have them enjoy, but I'm hoping to enjoy. So I think I'm going to save that, and I'm going to call that like the best for last, right? I'm going to save that for there. One of them hasn't come in, and I checked and I did order it, but it's not here. We'll talk about that in a minute. But anyway, so I have a few. I'm going to try to go through this really fast, because otherwise this could take all night. And I've already taken, 2-3 minutes just to tell you what I'm not going to tell you. I mean, I feel like I'm in college and I'm going to write a paper. So I'm going to tell you what I'm going to write. I'm going to write it, and then I'm going to tell you what I wrote, because that's the way to make sure that people really want to read what you write, right? So we're going to just say, hi, how you doing? And Merry Christmas season. And I hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I sure did. And yeah, let's get into the books that have come in. So, no particular order. I got this one, An American Immigrant by Joanna Rojas Van. And she has written it's a similar-ish story to her mother's story, but it's been completely fictionalized. And it sounds amazing. She's an immigrant from Colombia, and so, or her mother was, and so you get a lot of Colombian culture and something other than drug lords. I thought that was going to be great, so I'm excited to read that. Let's see what's over here. I was watching In Search of Wonder. I think Anne, is her name Anne? Someday I will get it right. Oh, there it is. I knew I have one more. Still don't have that one in. Anyway, so, and she mentioned Oh Ye Jigs and Juleps and how funny it was, and that it was written by a really young kid, under 10, I think. They were essays at school, and oh my goodness, it was like 1905 or something like that. And this is really fun. It's hilarious. I've already read some of it. It's like the world through a child's eyes, so what, as an adult, what's really going on versus how the kid is seeing it, and it is just a hoot. So thanks for that, because my mom and I have been having a total just crack up over it. Got a nice little hardback copy shipped to my door for like $5.50 off of eBay, so just putting that out there. But isn't it cute? I didn't really show it because I'm just kind of out of it. I'm so tired, and I have no brains. But yeah. Anyway, there's that one. Did I show you an American? I showed you an American Immigrant. Yeah. So then my Warsaw Sisters came in a couple weeks back just before it came out. Amanda Barrett. If she wrote it, I want to read it. Amanda is amazing. She's the sweetest thing. And I'm really excited to read this story, Poland, World War II, and the Polish resistance. So yes, because yes. And then I was ordering something, I think from Baker Bookhouse. But I had ordered something that didn't have their free shipping, and I was going to put a pre-order up on it to get the free shipping, but then I realized that the reason I wasn't getting free shipping was because it wasn't a Baker Bookhouse thing. So I almost moved over to Amazon, but it was still actually cheaper from Baker Bookhouse. So I went ahead and just made myself get the $35, and then I still get free shipping. This is The Green Hills of Snowdonia by Michael Phillips. I feel like I've read this. I do, but I remember nothing about it. So I decided, I'm going to get it, and I'm going to read it, because Michael Phillips. Anyone who knows me knows I love almost everything he's written. I bought this Emma Carroll, so I wasn't going to buy any more Emma Carroll. The Truthwater Lake one really bothered me. I wasn't going to buy any more, but Frost Hollow Hall, I was looking and I saw that Letters from or the Lighthouse or to the Lighthouse, whatever, it had a sequel. And when I went to go get the sequel, this was with it as if it was like a trilogy and not a duology. And so I went ahead and grabbed this, and this is not part of it. This is Winter 1881. So I'm going to read it probably this winter, and hopefully I'm going to love it and be willing to read more by Carol, because I liked her writing. I just really did not like how preachy that book got. It got really bad. I'm going to put this stuff away. And then Kate Willis came out with a new book. And guys, this sounds really super cool. So it's If the Stars Awaken. But listen to the synopsis and you'll get a feel for why I'm really excited about this. Hush, little one, and you'll see a starlit web of mystery. Queen Marine awaits a sign from the Maker about her unborn child, but the heavens are worryingly quiet about everything except the new star taking over the sky. Others look to the stars as well, but none more than the star reader's loyal apprentice Dynast, who finds himself cast aside and left to search the skies for answers on his own. Elite Guard Arrow has no time to wonder about the star as he protects the royal family, a task that becomes harder when the star reader interrupts the christening to prophesy the end of days. Fear and confusion unsettle the kingdom, and a bid for survival turns into a desperate search for truth and hope. I mean, oh, it's beautiful inside. Look at the... Yeah. So here's the deal. I think we've got a kind of fantastical twist on the birth of Christ going on here. I could be wrong, but that's what I got from it, just from the names and the star readers and because I'm hoping it is what I think it is, because it sounds amazing. And so I'm actually going to leave this one in here because it's going to go on my December TBR. Even though it's not biblical fiction, I'm not reading only biblical fiction. I also got a while back Carrie Trumbo's Deadly Yellowstone Secrets. I don't buy a lot of love-inspired anythings, but if I'm going to buy one, it will be suspense. And Carrie Trumbo is a dear friend, and so when I saw it in my Walmart, and I look every time I see an author that I personally know in my Walmart, I make sure I buy their book because I want to encourage Walmart to keep selling them. They still haven't gotten the Lost Manuscript by Molly Rushmeyer, and that doesn't make me happy. But yeah, so I got that, and it'll feel like it's something I should be reading in the next couple of months while it's still cold. Okay, When We Were Warriors is what I think the sequel, Letters from the Lighthouse, is. And I don't know if there's more or not, but I want to find out because this sounds amazing. Summer 1942, air raids, rationing, the threat of invasion. Everyday life in wartime Britain is pretty grim and often pretty dull. That's what Stanley thinks anyway, until his home is bombed and he's evacuated to a remote old house with this mysterious name, Frost Hollow Hall. So it is connected somehow. It's what Olive thinks too, until she finds a body washed up on the beach at Budmouth Point. Velvet just wishes she could be useful, and when the air raid warden brings in a band that puts all the pets in peril, she grabs her chance. 3 thrilling stories about 3 different children who find adventure, courage, and trainable dogs, and an impossibly tall American GI where they least expect it. So, Frost Hollow Hall, winter 1881, in the midst of a frozen lake, a girl is skating. She's not supposed to be here. No one is. Not since Ken Barrington drowned at Frost Hollow Hall 10 years ago, but the dead don't scare Tilly Higgins. The ice is thin, it cracks. Suddenly, she's under the water, drowning. Near death, a strange spirit appears to her. A boy so beautiful, Tilly's sure he's an angel. But he's a ghost. A very troubled ghost. And he desperately needs her help. I don't know. Ghosty things, real ghosty things are really not my thing. But on the other hand, there was a ghost in that little shop of found things. It didn't bother me. There was a ghost in the Lost Library, so maybe they're just making it sound more ghosty than it. Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Then I replaced I don't know where this went. A Season in the Wind. And this is about Amish birders and lots that went in it. But then there's a sequel, Lost and Found. And because of Lost and Found, which has my receipt in it, it's got to go. Because of Lost and Found, I wanted to reread this. I feel like I've read the whole thing, but it's not on my Goodreads, and I don't know why. So, in case, I'm going to start rereading and see, because I don't have it, and I wanted it. She's almost the only Amish author that I enjoy, so, there's that. And then I got 2 more, and then we'll get on to the important stuff. I got the next in the Pictures from the Heart, the Seattle World's Fair. It came in, so now I can read that series. Isn't it beautiful? So it's Knowing You. There's Remember Me, Finding Us, Knowing You. Could a captivating art exhibit hold the key to truth and love? So it's about a Japanese American woman who left heartache behind in Japan. Her mother did. And then she gets reunited with a friend, but then there's this dangerous heist involving the samurai armor. Ooh. So, yeah. I'm kind of excited to see where that's going to go. Anyway, and then when I talked to Rosanna White, I'm probably going to read it if she writes it. But when we talked about the Imposter series with nobility who kind of act as spies for the government and whatever, because they can get in places, but they need the money. And so that combination, I was like, yes, because yes. So I definitely ordered that. I'm telling you, the podcast is a budget killer. If I actually had a budget. I'm really glad I don't have a budget for the books, because I would be in some serious trouble. And then this one's kind of a disappointment for me. I really enjoyed talking to the author. I love the sound of the book. I was really excited about the book. And then I can't remember who read it and had problems with it. And when she described the problems she had with it, it sounds like the kind of problems I'm not going to enjoy. So, yeah. We'll see. Part of me is just really tempted to just send this on, find someone for it, and just not even bother. Part of me says, read the first 4 chapters. It's not going to take that long, and maybe you'll get invested, and maybe you won't have the same problems. I don't know. But I was really excited because it sounded like kind of a 40-year-old rom-com, but apparently she's really whiny. I remember that part now. And I'm just like, ugh. I don't know. I just don't know. So, I don't know. We shall see. All right. So those are the books that have come in lately. And now I can get them out of the edifice, or at least onto actual shelves. Both. Probably I will do both. Yeah. And we can talk about, this is what I really want to talk about. So the first one, before I bring these down, the first one I'm going to talk about, it's not here yet. I don't know why. Hopefully it'll be here very, very, very soon, because I need it by, Friday, I think, is day 1. So it's In Search. No, not In Search. See? These YouTube channels are messing me up. It's Star of Wonder by Angela Hunt. I chatted with her about it on the podcast, and I usually only do Christian fiction, but we were talking about her other book, What a Wave Must Be. Sounds amazing. And the first part I read, it feels like the first scene in the book is like foreshadowing for the whole book. Like it's like a living metaphor for the entire book, what's going to happen in it. She's broken her arm, so she needs help making the bed. And their family gets fractured, an arm gets broken off, so to speak. And so there's all this, she needs to ask for help. She needs to allow herself to take time to heal. She needs community and all that, all the stuff that comes with loss. It's like that whole front scene. And when we were talking about it, she's like, yeah, I didn't catch that when I wrote it. I wrote it because I had broken my arm. And I'm like, yeah, but it's all there. It's all there. So it was kind of funny. But when we were talking about that book, I said, I know this is coming out because I've ordered it. So let's talk about Star of Wonder. So what Star of Wonder was, I think it was in 2020, Angela Hunt had seen something about Mary on the donkey. And she's like, Mary did not ride a donkey. And so she wrote this whole post about why that would not have been a thing. And for which I was grateful, because I've always been like, seriously, what pregnant woman wants to bounce around on a donkey, an animal that doesn't want to cooperate half the time? Even if it was a thing, who wants to? Let me walk. Thank you very much. But she actually explained, culturally and biblically why Mary would have either been walking with a bunch of people or riding on the back of a wagon, but not on a donkey, which I totally agree with. But then she went and she did that with a bunch of other stuff, and she pretty much did one every day for the Advent season. And now they've compiled it into a book, and it's out, and she has I'll link it. She has a Facebook group, it might be Prepare Him Room. That might be what it's called. I don't know. I'll put the link in the description for that group for, people who want to go, work through it with them. I'm going to be doing it, and I hope a lot of people will, because it sounds like a different twist on that kind of thing. And then these are the Advent-y sort of ish devotionals that I have. Some are more than the other. This one isn't just for Advent. This is the Christian year, and they're basically kind of thoughtful poems about the seasons. And so they have 24th Sunday after Trinity, 21st Sunday after Trinity, and so you have to know the year's calendar, Ascension Day, the day that Christ would have ascended, Why should we faint in fear to live alone, since all alone so heaven has willed we die? Nor in the tenderness of heart next to our own knows half the reasons why we smile and sigh. And anyway, it just goes There's one for everything. So you do have to know the church calendar in the more liturgical fashion, but I got it because I was like, for Advent, it's only going to be what, 4? So, right? Why not? So it's going on my shelf too. I also got, I have not done this, but I have a high respect for Nancy Lee DeMoss, Child and Yet a King. Born a Child and Yet a King. I always leave off Wogomuth. I mean, the woman gets married and she's just stuck as DeMoss for me. I'm sorry. But it's the Gospels in the Carols, which I thought was a really fun thing because there's a lot of rich theology in the carols. Like, God rest ye merry gentlemen. Seriously. If you haven't sat down and really read the words, you should. That alone right there is a great devotional, let me tell you. Because there's so much rich theology in that song that sometimes we know it so well, we sing it. So this one has the contents. There's an introduction, and then it says, "O come." Desperation, O come, Emmanuel. Desire, come thou long expected Jesus. Devotion, thou didst leave thy throne. Deliverance, God rest ye merry gentlemen. Declaration, hark the herald angels sing. Delight, O come all ye faithful. Denouement, a Christmas melody, heartfelt thanks, and then some notes. So, but there's a little, here, let me show you. So like December 21st, extra credit, right? So there's, there's whatever the day's thoughts are. And then she does offer a prayer. And it's funny, until this year, these prayers are things that half the time I didn't even read before, because it was just, I had this block that you don't want someone else's words. You're supposed to be talking to God for yourself. And it's just so ridiculous. I was just utterly ridiculous. But anyway, so I will be doing this time, and it's going to be just unbelievable. Then they have key readings. So there are scriptures to read. And then, things to consider. There's even like these little lines if you really wanted to write in your book. I love marginalia and seeing other people's things, but I don't know if I will do it. But maybe I will, be able to look back. But I tend to like to write in another journal and put it next to it. I should show you my studies sometimes, the books that I've studied through and worked through and the journals that go with them. I should do that sometime. Yeah. Anyway, so Born a Child and Yet a King, the Gospel and the Carols by Nancy Lee DeMoss. Wogomuth. See, I'm just going to make sure that DeMoss is the end. And then this one, Prepare Him Room. I did this last year. I think I gave this 4 stars. It was enjoyable. Isn't it beautiful? It's just really beautiful. And what I did like is that there was Bible reading that went with it. And that was nice. Yeah, I guess we just only went through Luke. I felt like we went through something else, but I did actually tab a few things in here. We tend to think that if we get our immediate needs met, and if people don't disappoint us, and if our plans turn out the way we hope they will, life will be good and we will be okay. But it's just not true. The whole purpose of our lives is to know God more, to walk in His ways, and trust His nature. Yeah. Because, that was good. The reason Jesus served communion before He went to the cross is because we tend to forget the wonder-working, earth-shaking nature of Christ's sacrifice. He doesn't ask us to remember His suffering so we'll continually feel bad about what He endured. On the contrary, Jesus asks us to remember the price He paid so we'll more firmly grasp how free, cherished, and saved we really are. He purchased our freedom with His precious blood. So, but it went through Luke, and you read the chapter, and there were some good stuff. I remember feeling like a few things I was like, not that it was wrong per se, but it felt like a stretch, like she was trying to fit something with not terribly, but so Susie Larson, Prepare Him Room. It's a beautiful book, and I did enjoy it. I was really glad I did it. And then we'll do this one. I have not done this one. This is one of the ones I got in Bern, my last trip there. And this one is the one that has notes, and I mean, I just love it. There's actual, come on, where'd it go? Now that I've said that, I can't find it. But they've done quite a bit of underlining in this one, and I love getting what someone else has studied from. There was a stars, that's what it was. There were those stars. So anyway, this is Come Let Us Adore Him, a daily Advent devotional by Paul David Tripp. I have a lot of respect for Paul Tripp. I agree with him on a lot of things. Not that I agree with him on everything, but I don't agree with me on everything. You know, what I thought I understood at some other point. I love this. It just says, love this. It's so cool. But, things that I thought I understood, 10, 20, 30 years ago, now I'm like, not so much. So I'm looking forward to, this is one of the ones I will be doing this year. I didn't put this one up there, but I was going to. So this is one of the ones I'll be doing this year. And then last year I did, this one was my favorite last year. This one was so good. Guys, Keeping Christmas, it is an Advent Reflections on a Christmas Carol by Allison Pittman. And this was so good. When it comes to Christmas, Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol is second only to the Nativity story itself in terms of how many people know it and revisit it each year as part of their family traditions. In Keeping Christmas, novelist and Dickens enthusiast Allison Pittman offers 25 readings for Advent, seamlessly bringing together the Word of God and the words of a Christmas carol, such as Jesus Christ changed the world on the night of his birth, so Ebenezer changes during a single night of supernatural visitations. And, I have to say, there is a guy, S.D. Smith or S. Daniel Smith or something like S. David Smith. He wrote Saving Ebenezer, and he felt like Dickens kind of left a sort of works-based, I'm doing good now, so now I am worthy kind of feel in his story. And I actually agree with him. I get why he thinks that, and I pretty much agree with him. But Allison Pittman took a lot of really beautiful things in A Christmas Carol and showed the rich theology that is actually beneath it that Dickens may or may not have even believed. Didn't matter. It doesn't change the truth of what's in there. And so she did a great job. She kind of like examines literature in a way that, usually when people start dissecting literature, I get mad because I was like, don't strip the joy in the life of something from it by, finding all the symbolism that we're supposed to see because that's what the author meant, and the author probably had no clue, kind of like with the Angela Hunt thing, right? And so if I had known before I went into it that it was going to have such a heavy emphasis on that, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. And so I'm so glad I did. This is one of those puffy covers. It's really kind of cool. It just cracks me up. But yeah, I loved this, and there is a strong chance I will probably pull it back out and look through it again because it was really, really good. So highly recommend. Love that one. And then the other one I got me this year that I have not read, this was all right. So I talked about Sheltering Mercy, Praying in the Psalms, Prayers Inspired by the Psalms by Ryan Whitaker Smith, who is Michael W. Smith's son. He also did a kind of a collection thing of Christmas with G.K. Chesterton, and the story from which all other stories draw their fire is Christmas. Chesterton, with characteristic wit and wisdom, brings the riches of Christmas to us. He insists that we pause, reflect, and laugh, that we draw warmth and wonder amid the winter frost of life. Christ, he revels, is not merely a summer sun of the prosperous, but a winter fire for the unfortunate. And it's for the Advent season, a rare and treasured collection of the beloved writer G.K. Chesterton. It is an Advent, so day 1. It's a full December, not just Christmas. It's a full December. So first, they have one per day for, well, I guess it's not true, because there are only 30 days. There are daily readings, but there's only 30 days, which is weird. But after those 30 days, so some of the readings are, for example, day 1, an invitation to walk backwards through history. Day 2, a warning to those in danger of celebrating Christmas prematurely. Hey, how you doing? Day 3, in regard to certain objections to the celebration of Christmas. Day 12, in regard to the enormous and overwhelming everything. I love that. Can we go to day 12 right now? Day 15, a word on the Word made flesh. Day 17, a word of gratitude to Santa Claus. Day 25, of secrets, divine caps, and celestial post offices. After you get to day 30, then there's a selection of poems. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, there's 11 poems, one called A Christmas Carol. There are 5 essays, 2 short stories, and then there are recipes. Turkey, giblet gravy, a turkey reverie, sausage rolls, wassail, mince pies, brandy butter, fruit crumble, hard sauce, a Christmas pudding, and a word on the wholesomeness of Christmas pudding. Just saying. And then games and traditions, Christmas crackers, sixpence and pudding, da-da-da-da-da-da. So it has a lot in it, and it has beautiful, beautiful illustrations. I wanted this so much, and I wasn't going to let myself buy it, because we all know Shatona buys an awful lot of books, and do I really need another Christmas book? But Chesterton is someone that everything I read, I love. And so but I haven't read that much. And so, first of all, I would kind of like to see that maybe I actually don't like something. I think that would be kind of interesting to find out what it would be, because I know that theologically we have a lot of similarities and a lot of differences. I'm not Catholic, but yeah, the pages are creamy, almost a pinky cream, like they've created actual foxing on the pages in the coloring, even though it's really not. So they've gone all out to make this thing feel like an antique, and it is wonderful. So these are my Christmas devotional recommendations, with caveats of I think I'm going to like the ones that I haven't read. So maybe it's not a recommendation on those, but on the other ones, definitely. It's a pretty little stack. I'm really excited about Christmas. I love Christmas, and we'll be talking about that in future videos. But for now, I'm done. I'm going to get this up, and I'm going to bed. Actually, I'm going to go watch Chantal Reads All Days 2024. Can you believe it, guys? Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. I'm going to find out what we're going to be doing this year, because I'm looking over there, and I have one book just sitting there, and the other one's up here that I still haven't touched. Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm getting a little nervous. It's getting close to the end of the month, and I'm not done. I am so looking forward to this. You have no idea. You have no idea. So anyway, this is it. Those are the books that I have been stashing away for you, and these are my devotional recommendations and what I'm going to be doing this year. What are you going to be reading? What are your recommendations devotional wise? Let me know in the comments, and I will link those things that I said I would link if I remember what I said I'd link. Yeah, let's go with that. And if I forget, please just ask me, and I can add it to the description. So there's that. I will see you Thursday. I was gonna say with a wrap up, but probably not. Thursday, maybe. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'll see you Thursday.